All right. It's kind of crazy. Hope this sounds good. I'm not sure how it sounds, but so today I'm gonna show you guys how I edit photos. It's fairly easy. I use Mastin labs, and I just tweak the colors kind of a little bit to how I want it to look. Normally I don't talk while I edit, so I'm gonna try to be as talkative as I can. So sorry if I say something stupid, but that's how I talk. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I am going to start Lightroom, because that's a program. We're gonna create a new catalog. So go ahead and create a new catalog. So the way that I kind of file, I have a file system. It took me a while to get to this filing system, but I think this is one of the very important thing you got to learn is to have a filing system, or else you will have everything all over the place, and it's helpful to keep all your files in one place. So let's go ahead and create this, and it's going to create the files, the catalog file, and then once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and go to import photos and video, and we are going to go to where that folder where the photos is. So I put it in the hard drive, in the SSD hard drive, and I have it right here. I put it in where I dump my raw files. So you go to selected, and all the files that I'll be editing are right here. But we are going to start with, we're just going to import that where it is now. And click import. And it's going to populate our screen with all the images. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and switch over to the develop tab, and I have it open here already, but I use Mastin Labs Kodak Everyday Original. And first thing you have to do with this is you have to correct the white balance. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and switch it to daylight, or whatever white balance you happen to be shooting that day. And that looks pretty good to me. This is my friend Ashley. So I'm going to choose that white balance. After choosing the correct white balance, what you got to do is you got to make sure that your exposure is correct. I think it's a little bit bright. I'll go ahead and drag it down just a little. About right there, looks good. And then I'm going to go ahead and load a film emulation that I like. We have Ektar right here. We have Kodak Gold, and we got Tri-X 400. And I usually go for just the gold one. I like it because it's not super saturated. But pick gold emulation, and so if I want my highlights or my shadows adjusted, I go to these. I kind of want my highlights to be toned down, so I'm gonna go ahead and soften my highlight and leave my shadows the way it is. I'm gonna go click on highlight soft. I normally like to keep the lens correction on, and then for this instance I'm not gonna click on any grain. I'm gonna keep the grain as it is, but there's a few more things that I want to do, and this is just the base of how I edit. So what I want to do more is I want to tone the highlights down. So I'm gonna go ahead and tone maybe adjust the exposure a little bit more, and maybe go to negative, let's say 80 on highlights. And one thing that I like to do is I like my greens to not be super colorful. So I'm gonna click on this tool right here. It's the selection tool for HSL. And when I drag it down, it'll just desaturate the colors that are involved. So that looks too alien to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it right here. I'm gonna go down to the greens and desaturate it even more, and then aquas, and desaturate it. Maybe right there. Maybe a little bit with the blues. Desaturate the blues. I'm gonna go to use and actually let's see if we can tweak the greens a little bit more to where I like them. And let's go to luminance. Maybe we should lighten up the greens. And yeah, I think I like that. I usually add in split toning a little bit of yellows in the highlights. So I'll go closer to the yellows, but I don't want to add too much because I don't want to make the image too warm. And then I'm gonna go to shadows and also add. I like my shadows to be a little bit more orange. So I put a little bit right here. Now her skin tone looks too saturated for me. So I'm gonna go back to saturation and I'm just gonna click on this selection tool again. And I'm gonna grab onto her skin tone and maybe grab it from her legs, because her face looks a little bit already desaturated. So I'm gonna grab a little bit from her leg, and oh gosh, that's too desaturated. Maybe right there. Now we're back. I think I like that. I am gonna go ahead and let's compare. Let's see how this looks before and after. So I think overall I like how it looks. So let's go ahead and see how it looks in other photos. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe let's select all these, and we're gonna go ahead and go to sync, and let's sync white balance, because they're pretty much all the same white balance, because it's still the same lighting situation. But I didn't notice how I didn't sync the exposure, because I want to adjust it for each photo. So I'm gonna go ahead and toggle this off, and now we are back to this view. I'm gonna go ahead and deselect this and go select this photo. So that looks a little bit too bright for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and go tone it down that way. Let's see more of her, and then think I like it right there. Maybe a little bit more darker. Then I'm gonna go back here, check the exposure for this one as well. Right there, like that. And then this one's a little bit bright. So not a little bit, it's way too bright. So you can go ahead and darken it. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's edit a few more, and that way you can kind of get the hang of it. So again, I will pick a photo where I like I already edited the photo the way that I like. So what I'm doing now is I'm just copying the settings and pasting it on the other photos. I don't know how other people do it, but this is how I've done my editing. So yeah, I just find this to be it just makes things faster for me. So I'm gonna go to the next photo. It's a little bright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just tone it down a little bit. Retrieve some data from the highlights, and then select this photo. It's a little bit too bright again, so we'll go right there. And then this last photo that I'll tweak right here, like that. So yeah, that's how I pretty much batch edit. But I'll go ahead and show you guys again how I just edit from scratch. So let's go ahead and pick a different photo. Let's pick this photo right here, or this one. Let's pick this one. Okay, so first you gotta adjust your white balance, and they give you presets right here. So if you press on cloudy, make it a little bit warmer, and shade, really warm. Tungsten, that's for indoors. Flash, pretty much a shot, I think. And cool white, I think let's go with daylight. That looks good to me, and I think it looks fine the way it is right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Kodak Gold again, and yeah, I want the highlights to be soft this time around, and I want the shadows to also be soft, because I feel like this is too dark right here. It's just, I need a little bit more. I just want to see a little bit more details on the shadows. So I'm gonna go all soft, highlight and shadow to be soft. You kind of see the difference here. I'm gonna click away from it, and here's how it looks. I click away from it. See how it looks. Okay, and lens correction, I'll leave it on. I kind of like how it looks. If I turn it off, it'll become super moody. And for grain, I'm just gonna leave the grain at 0, because it's a comparison video, and I want to give it a fair, kind of like advantage. You'll see when you watch the video, or if you've seen the video. But we are gonna go ahead and tweak the colors from here. I don't like that her skin tone is too saturated. And there's two things I could do. I could either go to vibrance and just, you know, tweak that, or press Command Z to undo that, or I could go to the HSL section again, and I can go ahead and just click on the selector right here. I'm gonna go ahead and just click on her skin tone, and I'm just gonna drag that specific color down, the saturation down. So this is to make all the oranges really saturated, but we don't want that, so we're gonna just desaturate her just a little. So that's I think I like it right there, but let's do Command Z and let's see how we did. So it wasn't too drastic. You could also, if you just want to just affect the one color, you can just type it in here too. You could just drag the slider and see how it only affects orange. I will go ahead and just do that. I'm gonna go ahead and desaturate, press Command Z again, but I'm gonna go ahead and just use this because there might be other colors involved, but I don't want it to be too much. I think right there, I like that. And again, I like to add a little bit of yellow on the highlights. Lower that down, and then on shadow I want it to be a little bit more orange, so but not as prominent. I know it kind of brought back some of the warmth on her skin, but it also added it to the whole image and turned it, made it warmer without having to bring up the white balance over here. And I think I like that. And again, once you find a setting that you like, you can go ahead and select a different photo, and you can go ahead and apply that setting again. So I'm going to go ahead and get the settings that I set here. You can either save it as a preset, which I've done. Nowadays I just click on my preset and just apply it to a photo and tweak it. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and select the photo right next to it. I'm gonna go ahead and sync the setting, and we are gonna go ahead and not sync the white balance this time around. We'll tweak the white balance. It's different lighting sources, and I'm not gonna sync the exposure. So I'm gonna go ahead and sync that, and then look at this photo, and I'm gonna go ahead and make it a little bit cooler. You could also use the white balance tool to pick an area that's neutral, and that'll kind of give you, I actually like that, so we'll go ahead and use this as a white balance. But the settings, I just copied the settings from this photo and I just pasted it on here. Let's look at the before and after of this photo. I like that edit. Let's look at the before and after of this photo. That's how it looks. Alright guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and edit the rest of these photos. I hope you guys liked that. I hope you guys learned something. It definitely took me a while to find the style that I like. So just keep practicing, keep experimenting. This is just the way of how I do things. I learned this from my friend Rachel. She's one of the people that really taught me how to do photography, and she showed me how to play with presets and get it to look the way that I want it, you know. I hope this helped you. I hope that you guys will go ahead and, you know, if someone asks you how to edit, or if someone new is looking for help, I hope you guys go ahead and help them out too, and pass this knowledge along. And this isn't, like I said, this isn't the end all be all. This is just one way of editing, and I just want you guys to know that, so that you can find your own style. This isn't the only way of doing things. I know lots of photographers that have different styles, different things that they do to their photos, and they all have unique ways of doing things, and they all look great. I'm just glad I'm able to do photography, and, you know, I'm just happy that I can show you guys how to do this and, you know, pass it on. If you guys like this video, if it helped you, please subscribe. If you made it this far, if you made it this far into the video, subscribe. Please like the video and share it. Comment down below something that you've learned recently, or something that you've learned from this video. I'll be doing more videos like this. Just to show you guys how I edit photos, so that we can all kind of just keep growing together. And I think that's it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.